Hello guys, welcome back to our anime moment. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Martial Universe Season 9 Part 11 based on novel. So let's start. Around the lake were erected tents. There were a generous number of figures within them, and faint but lively noises could be heard. These figures were naturally the GU clan members that were guarding this place. The original liveliness in Mysterious Spirit Island had already swiftly faded after the end of the fight for the Life Mysterious Spirit Fruit, and the various factions had already left one after another. Only the GU clan had stayed in order to protect GU Yang as she trained. A green boulder towered behind the campgrounds. A beautiful figure sat there peacefully with her fine black hair hanging down. Faintly, wave after wave of boundless yuan power fluctuations continuously radiated from within her body. Around the green boulder, many GU clan disciples constantly kept watch over this place, while occasionally chatting in low voices. The yuan power coming from elder sister GU Yang's body is getting stronger and stronger. I think that it would not be long before she's able to break through to the initial profound life stage. Dressed in red, GU Ying passed an envious remark as she looked at GU Yang, who was in the midst of her training. Ha ha, if elder sister GU Yang is able to break through to initial profound life stage, our GU clan would have a better chance at victory during the martial gathering this time. Beside GU Ying, GU clan disciple voiced his agreement while laughing. That's true, big brother Yun Qian and elder sister Mingqi are both experts at the peak of the initial profound life stage. If elder sister GU Yang joins their ranks, our GU clan will not require any external help this time. However, being overly optimistic isn't good. The other four clans are not easy to deal with. That Shantu clan is even more formidable, having won the previous martial gathering. Iron Azura Shantu Ju's name is well known in Heaven Wind Sea region. I've heard that fellow has recently broken through to advanced profound life stage. He truly is a monster. True. Wei Zhen of the Wei clan has also long reached the peak of the profound life stage. His strength isn't something that the likes of Wei Song can compare to. Looks like the martial gathering this time will be rather intense. While these few GU clan disciples whispered amongst each other, GU Wei squatted beside the lake. Her eyes continuously gazed at the calm and rippleless lake surface, while her young hands fidgeted with the grass and leaves beside her. From time to time, a sliver of worry would flash in her eyes. Don't worry, this fellow isn't as simple as you think. Even if there is danger at the bottom of the lake, it would not be able to hurt him. While GU Wei was in a daze, a voice rang out from behind her. Subsequently, she saw GU Ying standing behind her with her arms folded, grinning slightly as she spoke. Upon hearing this, GU Wei also nodded her head. After some hesitation, she replied, "But he has already been down there for half a month. At this time, it would be best to wait calmly. Furthermore, these is nothing you can do. If you're unable to feel at ease when elder sister GU Yang successfully advances, you can ask her to help you conduct a search." GU Ying said. Perhaps, due to being violently intimidated by Lin Dong previously, her current attitude towards GU Wei was much better than before. Then, let's continue waiting. GU Wei hesitated, before nodding her head. Time quietly passed in this quiet manner. In the blink of an eye, another half a month had passed. Within this time, there were still no traces of Lin Dong coming out from the bottom of the lake. This made quite a few GU clan disciples have some doubt in their hearts. However, there was no one that dared to go down and search. Fortunately, a joyous event had occurred as the end of the month arrived. GU Yang's training had gradually reached its end. Bang bang. Wave after wave of boundless and seemingly corporeal yuan power crazily radiated from GU Yang, who was seated atop the green boulder. The pressure from the yuan power made faces of quite a few of the surrounding GU clan disciples show some excitement. They clearly understood that this was the sign that GU Yang was about to have a breakthrough. The yuan power pressure continued to increase. Under the pressure, the few GU clan disciples nearby had no choice but to retreat some distance away, before feeling a slight relief from the pressure. Bang rumble. The pressure lasted for several minutes. Subsequently, the boundless yuan power that had radiated out suddenly retracted into Ji Yu Yang's body at an astonishing speed. While the yuan power was retracting, thunder-like sounds were faintly discernible. The yuan power finally completely retracted into Ji Yu Yang's body, and all the noises that had previously rang out spontaneously ended. However, this strange silence only lasted for a few seconds. Subsequently, Ji Yu Yang's eyes, which had been tightly shut for a month, suddenly opened. Bang! The instant her eyes opened, an exceptionally tyrannical aura instantly exploded from within her body. The resulting impact caused giant waves that seemingly blotted the skies to form on the surface of the lake, before the lake water poured down from the sky like a storm. With a wave of her jade-like hand, yuan power swept out, flinging away the storm that was pouring down in torrents. At this moment, an unconcealable joy gushed out on her usually cold and elegant face. Congratulations, elder sister Ji Yu Yang. The surrounding Ji Yu clan disciples rapidly crowded around, happiness showing on their faces as they offered their congratulations. Ji Yu Yang's mood at this moment was obviously great, and a smile surfaced on her usually cold and indifferent face. She nodded her head slightly, before her gaze turned and locked onto the lake. With some amazement, she asked, "He hasn't come up yet?" "Yes, big brother Lindong has been down there for a month. During this period, there wasn't any activity. Elder sister Ji Yu Yang, do you want to go down and take a look?" Ji Yu Wei repeatedly nodded her head. Ji Yu Yang pondered for a while before saying, "Let's wait for a while. Lindong has many tricks up his sleeve, and won't easily suffer a mishap. If he has his own plans for being down there, and I accidentally startled him, it would not be good." Upon hearing her reply, Ji Yu Wei could only nod her head. "Has anything else happened during this time?" Turning her head, Ji Yu Yang looked towards Ji Yu Ying and the rest and asked. "There is. We've received a Yuan spirit transmission from the Ji Yu clan. However, we still need elder sister Ji Yu Yang to open it." Ji Yu Ying hurriedly nodded her head. With a clench of her jade-like hand, a blood-red jade piece appeared in a flash. Yuan spirit transmission. Ji Yu Yang's umber-black brows faintly wrinkled as she received the blood jade. As she clasped it in her hand, her mind moved, and she read the message contained within. Subsequently, her face rapidly turned furious and ice-cold. "What is it, elder sister Ji Yu Yang?" Upon seeing the changes of her face, Ji Yu Ying and the rest got a fright, and asked hurriedly. "Big brother Yun Tian has been seriously injured by someone," Ji Yu Yang's frosty voice rang out. An unconcealable fury was contained within it. "What? Big brother Yun Tian was actually seriously injured? He possessed the strength to attack the advanced profound life stage. Exactly who could have done such a thing?" When Ji Yu Yang's words rang out, an uproar immediately swept through the surrounding Ji Yu clan disciples. Their faces turned ugly as they cried out in alarm. "It is probably the Wei clan." Ji Yu Yang replied while tightly clenching her jade-like hands. She had recalled what Wei Song had said that day. It turned out that they really had taken action towards Ji Yu Yuntian. Those despicable fellows. If big brother Yun Tian has suffered serious injuries, our Ji Yu clan has lost an expert for the martial gathering. The Wei clan has definitely done this deliberately. Ji Yu Ying furiously exclaimed. Ji Yu Yang's umber-black brows tightly furrowed as she muttered, "If big brother Yun Tian is unable to participate, it will be difficult for our Ji Yu clan to achieve a good result in this martial gathering. Elder sister Ji Yu Yang, the various clans are able to invite a single external helper for the martial gathering. This time, our Ji Yu clan has not invited anyone yet," a Ji Yu clan disciple spoke out with some hesitation. "There isn't even a month left before the martial gathering starts. During this time, I'm afraid we won't be able to find an external helper that is both trustworthy and powerful." Ji Yu Yang shook her head faintly. However, at this moment, she suddenly paused. She raised her head to look at the Ji Yu clan disciples around her, and noticed that they had turned their gazes towards the calm and tranquil lake. "Lindong is a pretty good choice. If we're able to request for his help, he might be able to replace big brother Yun Tian." Ji Yu Yang's heart faintly shook. Soon after, she bitterly smiled and said, Lin Dong only has a working relationship with us. Given his character, I'm afraid that it won't be easy to invite him to be the GU clan's external helper. Lin Dong doesn't like trouble, however, he is a pragmatic person. If we're able to convince him with some benefits, it should not be difficult to gain his assistance. GU Ying said. Benefits? The family that wins the martial gathering will get 3 quotas to enter the chaotic tower, right? I believe that he should be interested. GU Ying said. She believed that no one would be able to reject such an enticement. After all, in Heaven Wind Sea region, countless people desired to enter the chaotic tower. However, the chaotic tower was guarded by the 5 great clans. Every year, only 3 people could enter. This martial gathering was in fact the method to determine which family would have the 3 quotas. GU Yang faintly wrinkled her black brows. 3 quotas were already extremely limited, but the benefits were indeed extremely great. However, she did not know if this was enough to move Lin Dong. She knew that the latter was extremely stubborn, and GU Yang already had a taste of this before. We'll wait here for Lin Dong to come out. At that time, we'll mention it to him. If he's interested, we'll invite him as the external helper for our GU clan. If he remains unmoved, we'll think of another way. Hearing GU Yang's words, GU Ying and the rest nodded their heads. This was all they could do for now. Time similarly passed rapidly in the vast scarlet square beneath the magma at the depths of the lake. A slim figure quietly sat beside the magma rock pool. Yuan power fluctuations continuously radiated from his body, while low and deep rumbling noises faintly echoed. BZZZ. As the rumbling noise appeared, Lin Dong's tightly shut eyes suddenly opened, as a deep frown appeared on his face. He clenched his hand slightly and murmured, Peak 9 Yuan Nirvana stage. With the energies of the life mysterious spirit fruit, he had reached the Peak 9 Yuan Nirvana stage within the past month. Although this speed was already rather good, Lin Dong was still not satisfied. The level he wanted to reach was obviously higher than this. This time, he wanted to truly break through to the profound life stage. He had already crossed paths with several profound life stage experts, and naturally clearly understood the strength of this realm. Even Lin Dong could not match their Yuan power. Due to the life chi within their bodies, the amount of Yuan power a profound life stage expert had was far from what a Nirvana stage practitioner could compare with. Such abundant Yuan power was enough to exhaust a Peak 9 Yuan Nirvana stage expert to death. In addition, the life chi born within their bodies was extremely beneficial for the recovery of Yuan power and injuries. After all, as long as life chi was produced, even if one were to lose a limb, it could still be regenerated. The life chi produced at the profound life stage was after all the most miraculous tool for the treatment of injuries. Lin Dong was currently within chaotic Demon Sea. This place was undoubtedly more cruel than the Eastern Xian region. If he did not possess sufficient strength, there was no need to even mention finding another ancestral symbol. He might not even be able to ensure his own survival if he roamed about by himself. Therefore, while he was traveling, he needed to make sure that his strength was raised to the profound life stage. Once he reached that stage, even if he were to encounter an advanced profound life stage or even a perfect profound life stage expert, Lin Dong believed that he would be able to put up a fight, and even escape successfully. Therefore, breaking through to the profound life stage was the most important. Of course, Lin Dong was very clear about the degree of difficulty in breaking through to the profound life stage. GU Yang and the rest were originally at the half step into profound life stage. With the right conditions, and by relying on the life mysterious spirit fruit, breaking through for them was not considered overly difficult. However, he was different from them. His previous strength had just reached 9 Yuan Nirvana stage. Therefore, even if he relied on a life mysterious spirit fruit, he would only reach the peak of the 9 Yuan Nirvana stage. There was still quite some distance to the profound life stage. Originally, Lin Dong had obtained 3 life mysterious spirit fruits. He had handed 2 of them to GU Yang and GU Wei respectively, and had already used the remaining one. The one in his hand belonged to the 3-headed demon snake. However, as that fellow had already turned into ashes, Lindong could only help him enjoy this exquisite treasure. Lindong looked at the emerald green jade-like life mysterious spirit fruit in his hand, as his eyes faintly narrowed. With a wave of his sleeve, a transparent jade bottle appeared in his other hand. Within it, a viscous dark green fluid slowly flowed. Extremely astonishing life chi started to radiate from it. From the looks of it, this was the core spiritual birth serum that Lindong had obtained from within this magma rock pool. I really wish to see if I'm able to break through by relying on these two great treasures. Lindong tilted the jade bottle, causing a single bead-like drop of the core spiritual birth serum to roll down. He had only obtained 8 drops. The life chi contained within each drop greatly surpassed that of the life mysterious spirit fruit. The fact that Lindong was actually willing to take it out confirmed that he was going to make a huge investment. A round bead-like drop of the core spiritual birth serum floated in Lindong's left palm, while the life mysterious spirit fruit quietly rested in his right. The boundless and pure energies that radiated from them caused a faint rosiness to appear on Lindong's face. Lindong looked at the two great treasures in his hand. Faintly gritting his teeth, he closed his eyes tightly again. Black threads started to emerge from his palms, winding and twisting around the two items. Hum hum. Following the winding and twisting of the black threads, waves of devouring power erupted at this instant. In the next moment, the two items in his hand spontaneously exploded with exceptionally boundless and pure energies, before crazily pouring into Lindong's body. Lindong's body faintly trembled as green light surged, continuously strengthening his body, before forcefully receiving the outrageous impact from the two boundless energies. As the boundless energies poured crazily into Lindong's body, his aura finally started showing signs of slowly increasing. Although this rate of increase was not fast, he was able to truly and genuinely feel it. Silence pervaded the scarlet-red square. Occasionally, a faint rumbling noise would emerge from Lindong's body, before quietly echoing within this vast square. Time rapidly passed by in this quietness. In a blink of an eye, another half a month had passed. Bang! When half a month had passed, the figure seated quietly beside the magma rock pool faintly trembled. At this moment, his aura had turned extremely tyrannical. The abundance of his yuan power was already comparable to experts at the half-step into profound life stage. However, such a level was still not what Lindong wished for. What he truly wanted was to break through to the profound life stage. Dong! As if hearing the low roar within Lindong's heart, the yuan power within his body suddenly rose at this instant. All of his yuan power surged within the meridians in his entire body. Soon after, it transformed into two extremely boundless yuan power currents. They circulated around all the meridians in his body like two angrily roaring dragons. Finally, they collided head-on in front of his dantian. At the instant of the collision, Lindong's body trembled crazily. Waves of strange fluctuations radiated rapidly from within his body. Under those fluctuations, the flesh all over Lindong's body started to wriggle all at once. Bang bang. After the collision, yuan power started to pour in torrents like a storm within his body. While that happened, a strand of faintly white energy suddenly started to grow at the sight of the collision. Hum. At the instant when the strand of faintly white energy appeared, the churning yuan power within Lindong's body seemed to immediately turn peaceful, before completely gathering together. Like stars crowding around the moon, his yuan power started to carefully absorb the faint white strand of energy. Bang bang. Following the absorption of the strand of faint white energy by his yuan power, Lindong could instantly feel that the yuan power in his body seemed to rise drastically at an astonishing speed. As his yuan power rose explosively, it caused all of the meridians in his body to swell and hurt. Yet, not only was Lindong not flustered, his heart had instead erupted with ecstasy. He knew that the strand of faintly white energy was the life chi that had been refined by his body. This was the life chi energy that belonged to him. Yuan power spirit reinforcement. Lindong suppressed the excitement in his heart. With a thought, the crazily rising yuan power within his meridians rapidly rushed towards his dantian. Finally, it poured into the yuan spirit sitting on the dragon yuan wheel. The small body of that Yuan spirit was akin to a bottomless pit, and accepted everything. All of the Yuan power was completely absorbed by it. As this boundless Yuan power poured into it, the golden glow of Lindong's Yuan spirit started to grow increasingly bright and resplendent. Meanwhile, that small body started to turn increasingly corporeal. Faintly, it had already broken free from the state of being an incorporeal shade. Bang! As the last bit of Yuan power poured into the seated Yuan spirit, Lindong's tightly shut eyes suddenly opened. A bright and resplendent golden ray seemingly penetrated every single spot within his body. In a flash, Lindong was able to sense the appearance of minute transformations happening inside his body under the illumination of the golden light. It was feeling of growing stronger. Swish! When Lindong's eyes sprung open, an exceptionally tyrannical and unconcealable aura explosively erupted from him. The profound life stage, Lindong had finally reached it. Around the lake where tents had been erected, few GU clan disciples crowded around while feeling rather bored. As they chatted, their gazes continuously scanned the calm and tranquil lake. At the edge of the lake, GU Yang's beautiful eyes were observing the rippleless lake surface, as her umber-black brows wrinkled slightly. Lindong had entered the lake depths for over 1.5 months. During this period, there had been no activity at all. Elder sister GU Yang, it's already been 1.5 months. Behind GU Yang, GU Ying wrinkled her brows and said. This unforeseen circumstance was obviously outside of their expectations. Normally, they would have ample time to wait for Lindong. However, there was only half a month left till the 5 clans' martial gathering. If this continued, they might not even make it in time. I'll go down and take a look. GU Yang pondered for a moment, before finally gritting her teeth. She was very clear about the urgency of the matter, but she did not wish to give up on a potential external helper like Lindong, who was so difficult to get hold of. Upon hearing her words, GU Ying and GU Ya both nodded her heads. Swish! When GU Yang took action, she would do so without any hesitation. Having made her decision, her body moved and she shot towards the center of the lake. However, just as she was about to dive underwater, her eyes suddenly narrowed, before her figure rapidly retreated. Bang! As GU Yang retreated, a gigantic pillar of water suddenly exploded from the surface of the calm and tranquil lake. Lake water that blotted the skies, before pouring down in torrents, transforming to something akin to a water screen. A figure flashed past the excited gazes of the GU clan disciples, before descending at the lakeside. Big Brother Lindong. Upon seeing that familiar figure, GU Ya instantly screamed out in joy, and hurriedly rushed over. GU Yang had also descended. Her beautiful eyes stared at the figure that had shot out of the water. In the next instant, a faint change occurred to her beautiful face. Unable to control herself, she involuntarily exclaimed, You've also broken through to the profound life stage. Whoosh! The moment her words rang out, an uproar arose among the surrounding GU clan disciples. All of them stared at Lindong with some shock, while incredulous expressions surfaced on their faces. They clearly knew that when Lindong had entered the lake, he was only at 9 Yuan Nirvana stage. Even though he also had a life mysterious spirit fruit, it was impossible for it to allow him to break through to the profound life stage. I got lucky. Lindong sent a smile towards GU Yang, however he did not give any further explanation. Upon hearing his words, GU Yang gave Lindong a deep look. She was able to guess that the reason to the drastic rise in his strength might be due to a fortuitous encounter at the bottom of the lake. Looks like they had been infatuated by the life mysterious spirit fruit, and lost an even more precious treasure. Although she felt a little regretful, GU Yang had a rather free and easy character, and quickly got over it. At the same time, she was a little happy. Lindong's current strength had risen to the profound life stage. Although he had yet to completely stabilize at the initial profound life stage, he was already able to fight with initial profound life stage experts when he was still at the 9 Yuan Nirvana stage. Now that he had properly stepped into this level, it would be difficult for him to find someone who at the same cultivation level who could match him. If they could invite him to be the external helper of their GU clan, he would definitely be able to substantially raise their chances of victory. "I've troubled all of you during this period," Lin Dong said with a smile. He could tell that Ji Yu Yang should already have completed her training long ago. The reason why they had stayed behind was probably to help protect him. Although he had found a safer training area in the lake depths, he still had to thank them for their intentions. Ji Yu Yang shook her head. After hesitating for a while, she did not beat around the bush. She stared at Lin Dong and asked, "Lin Dong, I have a request." "Oh?" Lin Dong's eyes widened slightly as he smiled and replied, "Let's hear it." Upon hearing that Lin Dong did not immediately agree, Ji Yu Yang secretly laughed bitterly, before explaining as clearly as possible about the matter of the 5 clans' martial gathering, as well as Yuntian's serious injuries. "You wish for me to be the external helper of your Ji Yu clan, and help you become the champion of this martial gathering." After hearing all that Ji Yu Yang had said, Lin Dong's brows faintly wrinkled as he posed his question. "Yes. Apologies. It is my first time here at the Chaotic Demon Sea, and I'm not too familiar about this place. Therefore, I do not wish to participate in the battle between you and the other big clans," Lin Dong said after some consideration. The 5 great clans were pretty powerful in this Heaven Wind Sea region. If Lin Dong was to help the Ji Yu clan achieve victory, he would definitely make the other clans unhappy. He was not willing to do such a thing. He had little interest in this kind of senseless competition. Lin Dong's refusal made the Ji Yu clan disciples feel slightly awkward. However, they did not have any other ideas and could only smile bitterly while shaking their heads. Ji Yu looked at Lin Dong, however, she did not speak up for Ji Yu Yang. Although she was pure and naive, she still knew that she could not force Lin Dong to do anything for them. The latter had already helped them so much during this trip. If they were to make any more requests, it would clearly be attempting to take advantage of his generosity. Ji Yu Yang bitterly laughed. She somewhat understood Lin Dong's character, therefore, she did not feel overly surprised by the latter's refusal. Ji Yu Yang was after all a somewhat cold and refreshing beauty, and any requests she had would usually be obeyed by the men that flocked around her without question. However, the Lin Dong before her eyes had firmly rejected her. After all, although Ji Yu Yang was beautiful, she was still lacking when compared to Ling Qingzhu. Her pure and chilly temperament was even more so unable to compare with the latter. Therefore, even if she had any superiority in outer appearance in front of Lin Dong, it did not have any use. "Lin Dong, do you know about the Chaotic Tower?" Even though Lin Dong had refused, Ji Yu Yang did not give up. Her jade-like fingers stroked her fine black hair, as she looked towards Lin Dong and asked, "Chaotic Tower?" Lin Dong a little taken aback, before shaking his head slightly. The Chaotic Tower is a training treasure land that has been passed down from ancient times. It was said that there's a sort of great desolation chi that is born from within it. This energy can clean the bone and marrow, hence its miraculous property of strengthening the physical body. Under the cleansing of this great desolation chi, one will be able to totally transform. Many experts wish to obtain this opportunity. Ji Yu Yang explained. Strengthen the body? Lin Dong slightly raised his brow, however, he still did not show much interest. After all, his current physical body was already quite overwhelming. This is a great desolation bead taken from within the Chaotic Tower. It contains some great desolation chi. Ji Yu Yang extended her jade-like hands, and a deep yellow stone bead appeared within. With a flick, the stone bead shot towards Lin Dong. Lin Dong caught the stone bead and placed it in his palm. It felt rather cooling, and a faint desolate aura radiated from it. While grasping the stone bead, a thought passed through his mind, and a sliver of devouring force emerged. Hum! As the devouring force emerged, the great desolation bead within his hand instantly turned into dust. In the next moment, he felt an ancient and pure energy pour into his body. Following the appearance of the energy, green light suddenly erupted from within Lin Dong's body, and a dragon roar could be faintly heard. Due to the eruption of green light from his body, Lin Dong's expression changed slightly. He could feel the green heaven materialized dragon skill that he trained in unexpectedly start to automatically activate. Obviously, this strange action was caused by the energy within that Great Desolation bead. This Great Desolation Chi was indeed extremely effective in tempering one's body. It is really something indeed, Lin Dong muttered to himself. However, before his words could fade, a strong attractive force suddenly erupted from within the depths of his body. In a rude and unreasonable way, it forcefully absorbed the Great Desolation Chi. Roar! As the Great Desolation Chi was absorbed, the green light in Lin Dong's body instantly erupted, as if trying to snatch the Great Desolation Chi back. However, at the final juncture, it was hurriedly suppressed by Lin Dong. What the hell? Lin Dong's face turned exceptionally strange. He had discovered that the thing that snatched away the Great Desolation Chi was unexpectedly the mysterious stone talisman within his body. Hum. That strand of Great Desolation Chi was completely absorbed within the mysterious stone talisman. Following this, a tiny thought radiated out from the stone talisman which had not shown much activity even after so many years. There was no message within this tiny thought, just a greedy request. This request was for Great Desolation Chi. The stone talisman wants Great Desolation Chi. The corners of Lin Dong's mouth faintly turned downwards. This was the first time that the stone talisman had taken the initiative and put forth a request. Currently, Lin Dong was rather clear about the origin of the mysterious stone talisman. It was an item that belonged to an expert standing at the peak of the ancient world, the symbol ancestor. From the Great Desolate Tablet, he knew that the mysterious stone talisman had suffered serious damage. In addition, it had also mentioned that in order to reawaken the stone talisman, it would depend on his luck. From the looks of it now, could this Great Desolation bead be the opportunity to reawaken the stone talisman? An intense sparkle flashed within Lin Dong's eyes. In the next instant, he raised his head abruptly, and looked towards Ji Yu Yang with a smile. Miss Ji Yu Yang, how can I enter that chaotic tower? This video will end here.